stand up to start with. You can get a load of standing in. Towel at the ready. Don't need it very much, but anyway, it's there. Okay, good. I hope you're well. We're going to move in loads of different ways. We always move in loads of different ways, but we're going to do certain movements, but with a twist or a side bend, just so we get into all the dusty corners of our movement. That's kind of how I like to feel like what these classes do. So they enhance the way you already move, but also get into dusty corners so that joints get all, have an experience of all of their range. Okay, so we start with our feet hip width apart, hands on your hips, and let's just take our hips forward and back. So you're just bringing your pelvis right forward and taking it right back behind you. Starting to think consciously about your breathing. So breathing in through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. You don't want your shoulders to lift and lower as you breathe in or out. You don't really want your chest to rise or drop. You want all your breathing to be where my hands are and down. So you're trying to send your breath low. Okay, let's settle our hips over our pelvis, dropping your ribs down. Put your hands behind, before we do that, bring your chin right in towards your chest. And see how close your chin can get to your chest without your chest lifting to meet your chin. And they should touch, which doesn't mean they will. So let's try and just increase the range in the back of your neck. So we're going to put your hands on the back of your head. We're not pulling, we're just making our arms heavy. So there is a pull, but we're not actively putting our heads forward. And just see if you can get your chin to tuck in a little bit more. Now we're going to add a little bit of resistance back with our head, so using our neck. So you're going to push your head into your hands, and your hands just resist. So it's that much of a strain against each other. You don't want it to be too much. Keep the push back and a slight pull forward. Okay, now let's release that, and you should feel like your chin can get even closer to your chest. We're going to do that one more time. So with your chin at maximum towards your chest, push back with your head. Resist with your hands. Breathe low in your abdomen. And now stop resisting and let your chin get further towards your chest. Feel a nice pull there. We're going to do one of those going back, but only one, and it's going to be much lighter. So keeping your jaw closed, lift your chin right up so your head gets to the back of your neck, fingers underneath your jaw. And we're just going to do a little resist down with your chin. Small, small. These muscles are they're very different to the ones at the back. And we'll just hold for one more breath. Okay, and then bring your chin in. You need to keep it quite small at the front. Hands on your hips, and let's go and sit down. You're sitting on a high stool behind you. Lift your heels off, straighten your legs. Heels come down, bend your knees, lift your heels, straighten your legs up on tiptoes. Heels down, bend. Heels lift, straighten. Heels down, bend. Heels lift, straighten. One more. Tiptoes and straighten your legs. Hold it here. Bend both knees. Both heels come down, straighten. Tiptoes, bend. Heels down, straighten. Two more times. One more. And now stay, heels down, knees bent, and back your hips up behind you. So just give a little push out of your hips so that you feel loads of weight on your heels. So fronts of your feet also down, toes also down. We're going to lift a leg. So I'm going to go for my left just because I prefer to lift my right. So if you can't feel which one's your favorite, then just go for your left. So take your weight onto the other leg and reach the foot that you're going to lift forward. Now you're going to imagine there's a pencil lead coming out of that toe. We're going to draw as large a circle as you can. I think I'm going to meet the wall. Yes, I am. And take that foot as far as you can away from you, so the circles are as big as possible. Keep the toe on the floor. And then let's go back again. So keeping the toe just lightly on the floor. Imagine you're tracing out a circle. Let's go round again. Think of your standing foot. Try and keep it nice and spread out on the floor, and try and keep the knee over the foot. It should stay over the foot, but if you feel like a bit of instability or pain in the knee, check it's over the foot, probably isn't. Okay, let's finish this one off. So circles are big rather than fast. Keep that toe far away from you. We're going to finish with the leg crossed behind the other one. And then just settle it onto the floor, so the outside edge is on the floor. And then we're going to push your hip out. So we're trying to stretch these muscles here on the outer side of your hip. If you find you've gone all twisted, try and turn so that this hip is going straight out to the side. So it's these muscles here that we're stretching. It's one muscle, tensor fasciae lata, TFL. Okay, this foot behind you is going to stay behind you, but it's going to come closer. So your feet are crossed, but side by side now. Okay, now let's cross our arms across our chest. So hands on opposite shoulder. Drop your chin. Settle both feet into the floor. And then start to roll forward. We're going to take your forehead as close as you can towards the floor. Your legs might not be straight because they're crossed, but they're trying to be as straight as possible. So the back leg is probably straight and the front leg's probably a little bit bent. Go into as low a roll down as you can. You can hold on to something, or you can try and balance. Keep both footprints flat down so that you can feel a stretch down the outside edge of your calf, or the inside edge actually, if that's where it's tighter. Okay, take a breath here. And then we're going to slowly roll up. Try and keep your legs crossed. So it will mess up your balance quite a lot, and you probably are struggling to work out which hip to use and how, which we kind of like. And then bend your knees slightly. Take the foot out from behind the other leg and take it out to the side. Then try and straighten your standing leg. Back your hips up, drop your ribs down, and now see if you can shut your eyes. So don't worry if you're going to fall over, then don't shut your eyes. But if you can, then shut them and just try and find stillness in your leg. You'll feel your foot trying to work it all out. Trying to coordinate with the hip. Okay, we'll take a couple more breaths here. Some people feel like waves of nausea, or even like you feel like you're suddenly on a boat in a rough sea. If you really rely on your eyes to help you with balance. Okay, let's bring that foot in. So remember that foot lifted, that's going to be your stabilizing foot. Feet hip width, hands on your hips, and let's go back into a few double leg squats just to even out. Let's wipe the memory of that one out. And then let's stay in the double leg squat and back your hips up. So it's a small movement, that back your hips up, but it just takes you from your toes more onto your heels. Okay, the foot that was lifted last time, the one that was drawing circles, is now down. The other foot is going to reach forward, toe on the floor. And then we're going to draw as large a circle as we can, and as much of the circle as you can. So you're trying to complete the circle. Won't actually complete it. Keep that standing foot really flat and well connected to the floor. Toes shouldn't be gripping, so if they are, try to not let them. They might, you know, this all is all theoretical, so it's all kind of best case. So if they have to grip, then do grip them, but try and get weight back onto the heel. The knee should be over the foot. So if you know you have knee issues there, probably the inside edge of the knee, then it's probably because the knee comes in. So try and, your aim is then to keep the knee centered over the foot. If you know you've got issues in the hip, same thing. You want to think about that foot connection, the knee over the foot, because it's all connected. So wherever we are in the circles, let's just keep going. Remember those circles, that circle is as large as possible. So keep the toe right away from you. So we'll finish off this circle. We're going to finish with the leg, the moving leg crossed behind the leg on the floor. And then we're going to settle it there, trying to get the outside, the edge of the foot on the floor. So my foot's facing that way. Turn your hips so they face forward and then shove your hip out to the side. If you get tight in your IT band or in this hip, you'll feel this a lot. Otherwise, you won't. Okay, we're going to bring that crossed over foot in, so it's still crossed, but now it's next to the other one. Feet flat down. Let's cross our arms across our chest and then cross them the other way. So the other arm is on top. It's going to be weird, but actually there will be a side that feels more normal. Drop your shoulders, drop your chin. Try and have both legs straight as they can be. Footprints flat, and let's roll down. And go to your lowest point and check inside edge of both feet are down. Try and relax your head. You may find that you need your eyes to help you balance, so then you'll be looking at the floor. But if you can, you could even shut your eyes and look at your legs. Okay, take a big breath in and then exhale and start to roll up. And then the front foot's going to stay there. The back foot's going to uncross and come out to the side. You can have the toe on the floor, but if you can have it out to the side, then do. Tip your whole body over. So now your center of mass has moved over. Straighten your standing leg. And then try shutting your eyes. Okay, let's open our eyes. Bring that foot down so it's hip width away from the other. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, reach your fists up, away from your bottom and away from you. Drop your ribs down, tuck your chin in, and put as much pull on your hands as you can. So you're getting as much stretch through the chest as you can get. And then we're going to twist. So you're just going to turn one way. It's really just your ribs twisting. So pelvis stays in the same position. Take a breath here and twist round the other way. Okay, let's turn back and now interlace your fingers with the other pointer finger nearer you. So they just re-interlace. Hands reach up, hands reach away. You're pulling hard at your clasped fingers. Ribs down, and let's twist. Turn one way. And then turn to the other. It's not a big twist, but it will change how things are pulling in your shoulders and chest. Okay, let's turn back. Let your hands go. Bend both knees, and now we're going to step one foot forward. So like you've just taken a small step forward, and that foot is flat down. Hands go forward, round your back, and sit your back right behind you. So I'm not trying to do this curve, like trying to get a neutral spine. You can have a rounded spine, and you might not be able to see much difference. That is my tailbone lifted. That is not lifted. And we're reaching. Take your hands over to the left or right, over to one side. Keep that front foot flat. Turn, reach over to the other side. Turn to face forward. Let's roll up. Now lift the front of that front foot up so the toes are curling towards you. We'll do the same thing. So we're going to round our spine, reach forward. Reach your hands over one way. So you twist. Then over the other way. You can hold on to something if you feel really unbalanced. Okay, hands forward, roll up. So come up with a rolled spine, step that foot in. Other foot takes a step forward, foot flat down, toes down. Bend your back knee, round your spine, reach forward. Reach over to one side, as far as you can go that way. Take a big breath. Exhale, reach over to the other side. Hands forward, roll your spine up. So really curve to come up. Heel stays down, toes curl towards you, ball of the foot far off the floor. Again, reach forward, sending your low back right back behind you. Hands go over to one side. And over to the other side. And hands forward and round your spine. And keep this foot forward and put the foot flat down on the floor. Arrange your feet so that they're on tram line. So the back heel probably needs to turn out and the front foot might need to turn in. So your feet are literally along a tram line, one on each line. Hands on your hips and bring the back hip forward. So you're trying to get your pelvis square to your front leg or even closer. So rather than being open, away, you're bringing your hips forward. Legs straight. Let's take our hips as far forward as they can go without bending them. So you're just going to feel there's a stop as your hips come forward. And then take your hips as far back as they can go. You'll bring your chest forward. Okay, let's do that one more time each way. Hips go far forward. Try and keep your hip bones in the same line. Take your hips far back. And now let's bring our hips forward so they're kind of in the middle of both legs. Don't worry exactly about where they are. Drop your head, drop your arms, and we're going to roll down over this front leg. Keep your hands and your chest over the front leg. So you're not in the middle of both feet, you're turned slightly towards the front leg, and you go down as low as you can without either knee bending. Don't worry about how low you go. Try and have your neck relaxed, so your head is dropped. Push the heel of the front foot down into the floor and lift the sit bones, especially of that front leg, up towards the ceiling. So just get the back of the front leg to be longer. And now we're going to bend this front knee. So your fingertips find the floor. So I'm going to run out of space here. So I'm just going to back up. This is the problem with Pilates. It takes up a huge amount of room. Probably found issues in your house. Okay, we're going to walk forward so that we're in a plank position. That back leg still lifted. Or you can have the knee on the floor. Or you can be in all fours. Whichever position you're in, you're pushing your hands into the floor so you're getting your ribs as high as they can possibly go. Bring your hips down, push into your hands to lift your ribs up. Breathe here, lift your back leg and lower it. Lift and lower. So you could just be in all fours, all threes, leg lifting and lowering. Breathe. One more. Okay, let's bring that back foot down to the floor. Walk your hands towards your feet into a bent leg forward fold. Hold it here with the crown of your head dropped, arms drop down. Take a big breath. We're going to roll up. Okay, the leg that you were lifting and lowering that time is now going to step forward. So you've got another stride, but the other foot is forward. Turn the back heel out. So you've changed your front leg. Turn your hips so they face forward. And let's bring your hips as far forward as they can go. Don't let your feet come off the floor. Don't let the footprints change. Then take your hips right back. Okay, hips forward again. Hips right back. Hips in the center of both feet. Drop your arms, drop your head, and roll down. Your chest, your arms are over your front leg, so you're slightly turned towards it. If you need to bend a leg, bend the back leg. Front leg is straight. Heel pushing into the floor, sit bone lifted up towards the ceiling. Try and keep your hips in the center of both feet. Try and keep your legs lined up so that front foot will look slightly turned in. It will change the way the back of the leg is stretching, if it isn't, or either way. Bend your front knee, fingertips find the floor. Okay, we're going to walk forward along the floor, space allowing. So I'm going right off the thing. We're in plank, or all fours, which is threes, or half plank. Push into your hands to lift your chest. Drop your pelvis down. Breathe, very importantly, you're breathing well. Lift and lower that floating leg. Keep lifting your ribs right up, so it puts your back in neutral. Sets your abs so they're short, so they can work properly, not overstretched. Okay, let's find the floor with that back foot. Walk your hands in towards your feet. Arrange your feet so they're hip width and parallel. We're in a bent leg forward fold. You can have your legs straight if you want to, but you want to feel this is a stretch in the back of your legs. If you straighten your legs, you might just feel it's a stretch only in your low back. So you might need a little bit of a bend. In fact, if you put a little bit of a bend, it definitely sends the stretch down to the back of the thigh. Okay, we're going to bend both knees a lot. Walk your hands forward and bring your knees down to the floor. Okay, we're kneeling. You can kneel on a towel if you want something underneath your knee. So if your floor is hard, if you haven't got a squishy mat, then do use one. Okay, let's step forward with our left foot. So the left foot is underneath your knee. Bring your right hip forward so it's over the knee. So we're trying to go for 90, 90, 90, 90 everywhere, rather than this or this. So just to be uptight about things. Okay, drop your ribs down. Now let's tuck and untuck your pelvis. So you might see my hands moving forward and back compared to the line of the t-shirt. So I'm tucking my tailbone under, untucking, tucking, untucking, trying to move so you can see. Okay, now let's tuck right under. So we want our tailbone tucked between our legs. Our hip bones go back. Our pubic bone goes forward. Then take your right arm and cross it across your chest. And we're going to hold between the elbow and the shoulder. We're going to pull the arm in. Keep that pelvic tilt. Okay, we're going to twist to the left. Ribs are down. Chin is tucked. Pelvis is tucked. Take a big breath here. And then twist round the other way. You might feel you can't go very far, but keep going. And then let's turn back. Let's swap legs. So 90, 90, 90. Back hip over the back knee. That's probably the most important bit of it. Hands on your hips. And pelvic tilt. Toe tucked under that foot behind you if you can. It's better if you do, but it's also more pressure into the bottom of the kneecap. So if you have problems with your knee, you might not want to. You can always use the towel. So hard tuck, hard untuck. Trying to get both sides of your pelvis to do the same thing here. So both hip bones go back as your pubic bone goes forward. And we're going to stay now with that tuck under. So we're trying to round our low back. We're trying to bring our tail between our legs, hip bones back, pubic bone forward, left arm crosses, pull in above the elbow, below the shoulder. Try and get nice and tall, and let's twist to the right. Keep that hard pelvic tilt. You won't necessarily feel this stretch equally on each side. Okay, let's twist round the other way. Okay, well, let's twist back again. Both knees down now, toes tucked under. We're going to sit on your feet. You can lessen the stretch by having your knees lifted, so there's less of an angle here at the foot. You can also flatten your feet, but it's best to keep, so you can increase it, best to keep your toes tucked and then decrease the angle by lifting your knees, or you can also put something between your bottom and your heels if the problem's behind your knee. But you kind of want to just do it, even though it might be awful, but obviously if it's agony, that's too much. Toes need to be tucked and your heels need to be in towards each other. So you're favoring the stretch on your big toes. It depends on the shape of your feet, like how your toes are, how much of the little toe or the fourth toe are in. They might not be in, depends if your feet are flatter along the top, but the big toe and the second toe are in. They're in the stretch. So sitting hard on your feet, arms out in front of you. We're going to twist one way, taking your arms with you, and then just imagine you're in a really strong wind tunnel, and the wind's coming towards you, and it's blowing your whole body backwards with your arms. I'll show you what that looks like sideways. This side makes more sense. So you're reaching right behind you, your whole body goes back, your arms stretch back, and you're looking at the hand behind you. Both knees stay down. Try and keep equal weight on both of your heels. Take a big breath, come forward. Other side now. So arms go over to the other side, and then wind tunnel blows you back, arms go back, whole body goes back, turning to look at that back hand. Both knees down on the floor. Okay, let's come forward. One more each side. If you can bear it on your toes, keep sitting onto your toes. Reach back. Breathe while you're reaching back. Check your knees. Forward and the other way. See if you can go a little bit further. Take a big breath. And then come in. Oh, screaming feet. Right. Legs over to one side. So I'm sitting over with my legs to the right. If you want to do the same, or you can mirror me. Either way, you just want to make sure you don't do the same side twice. So we're sitting in leg swirled. You can make this easier on your hips or knees by propping up your bottom so that there's less of an angle there. So if you need things, just do that. You've got space here between your foot and your knee. So that's the floor. Hand out to the side and elbow down. Hand, elbow and hip are all in line, and then bring your elbow as close as it can go towards your hip. Hand, elbow and hip still being in line. Then reach your top arm up to the ceiling. Bring your elbow down to your side and reach your hand round. So I'm trying to bring it, here it is. It's round my bottom waist. Chin tucked, ribs down, and your head in line with the rest of your spine, which I have to look in the screen for that. I think it's more or less there. Hey, try and keep your hand in line. We're going to stretch through the shoulder first. So you take a breath, and as you breathe out, you're going to turn your top shoulder up and out behind you. So you're opening your chest to the ceiling. Breathe here, and then turn forward. It's a small move. You're swiveling on your back shoulder. You're opening your chest. So your top shoulder goes back. You can turn your head to look at your ceiling. Then you bring the stretch into your neck. And then turn forward. Let's just do one more. So your top shoulder goes back. Look up. Breathe here. Try and have your ribs lifted and ribs tucked in. Now keep your shoulders where they are and turn your chin to your bottom shoulder. So you're looking down at your bottom arm. Check that your hand, elbow and hip are in line. Your palm is flat on the floor. Push into your hand and hover your elbow just off the floor, like a centimetre or less. Keep looking down at that elbow. Press through all of the palm, so every finger gets the same weight, pushing flat down into the floor. Take a big breath. Elbow comes down. Let's take your top hand and put it on your top hip. You can look forward now. Top leg is going to lift up and it's going to come forward and then back, right back behind you. Try and keep your ribs down here. They'll move a bit, but just try not to really arch backwards. So try and keep your ribs tucked. So that leg's coming forward and back, floating just off the floor. Okay, we're going to take that foot as far behind you as you can. So the whole leg goes far, far, far back, and then plant the foot and the knee on the floor. Then push off the hand on the floor and come up. So now we should have a big, big gap between your knee and your foot. And we're going to try and sit up. Don't worry if you can't, you're just pushing into it. So you feel this kind of hip feeling a bit weirdly trying to be pulled into a weird position. If you can take your hands off, do. We're going to reach your hands forward, reach your hands over towards your back knee. So just to get more of a stretch there, and then sit up tall. Arms are going to come into, so you're holding on to opposite elbows. You can bring the back knee in a bit if you need to here. We're going to lean forward. We're going to push into both knees and hover your bottom off the floor and then slowly bring your hips up and push your hips forward. Take a breath here. We're going to go down as slowly as we came up. So at any point you could stop. So you're never falling. You're never using momentum to come up. You're never using gravity to go down. So you go down, especially when you get near the floor, it's really, really slow. And then we'll do that 2 more times. So breathing out for the whole movement up. Try and keep breathing out. If you run out of breath, breathe in, go back to breathing out. Breathe out to sit down. Really eke out that last bit. One more. Sitting down again. Okay, good. Let's bring your legs forward and over to the other side. Space between the foot and the knee doesn't need to be big. We'll do the same this way. So hand out to the side, elbow down, then bring your elbow in. So hand, elbow, hip is all in line and your elbow is close. Top arm is going to reach up, then into your side, then hand curls round behind your back. So you're trying to get your fingers to wrap round your waist. Shoulders down, ribs down, and ribs lifted away from the floor. Head trying to be in line with the rest of your body, not trying to see the world in the level. Okay, take a big breath, breathe out, and take your top shoulder back. Might only move a fraction. Breathe in here, and then turn forward. And again, turn back. And then forward. Okay, let's go back to taking that shoulder back and hold it there. Turn, look up at the top shoulder. Now look up at the ceiling, chin on the top shoulder. Keep that shoulder there and then turn your chin to the bottom shoulder. Check your hand, elbow and hip are in line, palm is flat. Push into your hand, hover the elbow just off the floor. Okay, let's push off that hand. Take your arm out from behind your back. Oh no, bring the elbow down to the floor, not come off that hand. Hand on your hip, lift your top leg and bring it forward and push it right back behind you. Keep your ribs tucked. Leg comes forward, leg goes back. Forward and back. Try and get that leg right behind you. This last one, we're going to stay with that foot and leg as far back as they can go. Take them a little bit further back and then connect them to the floor. And then we're coming up, much space as possible between the foot and the knee. We're pushing off the floor. We're trying to sit up, hands off the floor if you can. So it's feeling all a bit awkward. Hands go down in front of you. And then hands go by the back knee. And then let's bring our body up. You can bring back that back knee in if you want to. You can prop your hip up if you want to. We're going to hold on to opposite. Cross your elbows. And lean forward. And get your bottom just off the floor. And then slowly bring yourself up, pushing your hips forward. Take a breath here and slowly come down. So you can use your hands if you can't get up without them, but just try and lessen the amount that you use your hands. So you just use it for the bits that you absolutely need to, and then you have no weight on your hands for the rest of it. Push your hips forward when you're up. Good, slowly lower down. They're not well loved, these, but you can feel that this is definitely something that if you don't do, then it really goes. Probably one of the first things is hips stiffening up. I think we just do very front and back movements with our legs if we can help it. So I seem to be going a lot faster on this side, so I'll just try and slow this last one down. Okay, and then we're coming to sit down again. Great. Oof, legs out in front of you. Let's go onto our back now. So towel ready, and then let's roll down onto your back. You can always go onto your side, an elbow to roll onto your back. Should feel fine rolling down. So if it doesn't, go onto your side. Okay, so we're lying on our back, head propped up on the towel, chin tucked in, and then sink your ribs down to the floor. Bottom rib should be touching the floor there. Put your feet together and your knees together. Bring your heels right in towards your hips. So your heels are as close as they can get. If you're really mobile, then they're not as close as you can get. So if you're not mobile, they're as close as you can get. If you know that you're very mobile in the knees, then your feet are flat on the floor. You're able to get a gap in your low back. Your ribs are down. Those points are more important than your heels being in. Let's take your arms out wide on the floor. So your arms are out at shoulder level and stretched out, and connect the whole length of your arms to the floor. Make sure your bottom rib is down. Take a breath, and we're going to take your knees over to one side. So you go as far as you can go without your shoulders lifting, without any change in your arms at all. The opposite foot will be off the floor. So one foot's off the floor, the other one's on its edge. If you are managing to get your legs all the way to the floor, then just keep more of your upper body on the floor so that you don't quite bring your legs to the floor. Take a big breath here. Roll through. Make sure your lower rib is touching the floor as you roll through. You roll over the back of your pelvis and your knees go the other way. Other foot lifted. Everything in your upper body is exactly how it was before. Take a big breath and roll through. So there's an option to do this with both legs in tabletop. Heels and knees at the same height, knees over your hips. When you go over to one side in tabletop, you need to work to keep the top hip pushing up so that your knees stay side by side. Because what they'll want to do is slip so that one side of your pelvis stays down and your knees aren't now next to each other. So you need to push that top, the knee following up, so they stay side by side. Breathe out to roll across the top of your pelvis, lower ribs on the floor, over to the other side. Shoulders stay down, shoulder blades stay down. If you're very mobile and your legs are going way, way over, then ribs stay down. I think there's only something like, I think it's maximum 30 degrees in the waist to hip. So if your legs are going to the floor, then other things are going astray. Okay, next time your hips are over your knees or in line with your knees, straighten out your left leg and we do the same thing. So foot on the floor, same, legs in the air. You take your legs over to one side, you're now imbalanced. Hold it here. Take a breath in. Exhale and roll over to the other side. It's not going to be the same each side. That's the point. So you're going to feel a bit wonky. Keep your knees together. Okay, let's do one more each side with legs straight. Just swapping too much from one side to the other here. I'll just keep my foot on the floor. Hold it. Take a few breaths here. You're going to breathe in to get ready to breathe out to take your leg over to the other side. So whatever speed you're doing, there's an exhale here to take your leg over. Okay, next time your legs are in center, bend left leg back, right leg straightens, we go again. If you feel this getting into your back, bend your right leg less so that you keep more in towards your body. So just straighten your legs out, takes more weight away. If you feel that just lifts your low back off, then you need to bring things in so that your low back, your rib, bottom rib stays down. Low back keeps a small gap. So rolling back over to the other side. So we'll finish off. So you want both knees up towards the ceiling and put both feet down. Feet need to widen so they're hip width apart. So heels are in line with your hips. Then we're going to turn your feet out. So your feet are duck feet like this, heels hip width apart, toes turn out. Then bring your knees in so your thighs from hips to knee are parallel. Okay, lower your bottom rib down. Arms up to the ceiling, palms together, or your fingers interlaced, but hands stuck together. Shoulders are down away from your ears, chin is tucked in. Push into both feet so your hips lift off the floor. We're going up into a bridge. You want to keep your feet turned out. You don't want to favor the inside or the outside of your feet, so keep your feet pushing straight down into the floor. If you feel that you're favoring one side, you can turn your feet slightly more to parallel so that you're using them both equally. But we want that imbalance of your feet turned out. Knees tucked in towards each other to keep them parallel. Okay, take a breath here. As you breathe out, roll your spine down. So from the top, you are like ironing out your upper back, taking one vertebrae down at a time, then the one below it, until your pelvis hits the floor. Breath in. Breathe out, push into both feet, lift up. Hips are up, but consciously drop your ribs down. Keep your knees tucked in towards each other. They're not touching, but they're driving in. Okay, we're going to take a breath, and then as you breathe out, you're going to roll onto your right shoulder, your fists going over to the right, so going into a twist. Take a breath here, and breathe out. Roll across your upper back from one shoulder to the other. Fists go over to the left. Keep your knees tucked in, feet pressing down into the floor. Breath in to get ready, breathe out, roll over to the right again. You're on your right shoulder, fists are over to the right, hips are up, ribs are down, knees are tucked in. Next exhale, we're going to roll over to the left. And then next exhale, fists come to center and melt your spine down. So ironing out your low back until your pelvis settles on the floor again. Heels stay where they are, hip width apart. Turn your toes in. So your feet are pigeon toes now. Toes in towards each other, not necessarily touching. And now your knees will probably touch. Keep them there, touching. If they don't touch, don't worry, but they're in towards each other. Let's interlace your fists in the other way. So other pointer finger on top. Shoulders down away from your ears. Feet are going to go flat into the floor. Push into both feet, lift. If any of these positions feel weird, that's good. That's what we want. So this is more likely if your feet are slightly turned out or a lot turned out, this is going to feel trickier in the hips. And if one twist feels weird, then good. That's the one you want to spend more time in, not less. Okay, hips are up, ribs are down. Take a breath here. Breathe out, and then roll your spine down. Okay, we're going to go back up again. So on an exhale, push through both feet, lift your hips right up. They can be as high as you like, but your ribs are relatively dropped. Your knees may well be touching, but your feet are flat and you're using each foot equally. Take a breath here, breathe out. Take your hands over to the left. You go as far as you can. Your hips down, staying the same. Big breath in here, breathe out, roll across your shoulders over. So you're reaching your fists over to the right. And then breathe here. Breathe out, twists. Over to the other side. Next, exhale, roll over again, back over to the right. Check your feet, pushing straight down into the floor. Fists over your chest and melt your spine down. Good, stretch both legs out, arms out overhead. Circle your ankles, you can circle your wrists and circle the other way. Okay, let's bend both knees in, hands behind your head. You might need to shuffle around a bit so your chin is back to being tucked in, hips in line with your rib cage, feet flat on the floor. Okay, we're going to do crisscross. We're going to do a 2-leg or a 1-leg version of it. So I'll do 2 legs first. So you can take a breath in, exhale, lift one leg up into tabletop, and then the other leg. So 1 leg at a time up rather than both legs up. Both legs up, heels in line with your knees, knees in line with your hips. Take a breath in. Breathe out, bring your chest right up towards your thighs. Your thighs not coming towards your chest just lifting. We're going to turn your left shoulder towards your right knee. So your right elbow goes down towards the floor. Then you straighten out your left leg. Take a breath in here, breathe out, bring both knees back to tabletop, chest facing both thighs equally, right shoulder turns to your left thigh, left elbow down towards the floor, right leg straightens. Breathe in, breathe out, turn back, you're back in the start position. Okay, so a bit faster, you breathe in, breathe out, twist, one leg stays still, the other one extends, you've twisted. Breathe in, breathe out, turn back, keep breathing out, twist the other way. So breathing out to twist. Breathe in, hold, breathe out to twist. One leg on the floor, you put your right leg down, left leg in tabletop, lift up. Let's twist towards your right, so your left shoulder towards your right knee, stretch your left leg out and bend it and straighten it and bend it. Let's actually turn back, turning back to your thigh, twisting away from it, straighten the leg. Do 2 more this side. And then we're going to turn back to both legs, left leg down, right leg up. This is only if you're doing 1 leg. Breathing out, lift up, twist towards your left with your right shoulder. Breathe out, right leg extends, and you're turning back towards it. Twisting away, extend. Otherwise, we're still doing the double leg. Try and have one knee fixed while the other one moves. Let's do 3 more. Try and keep your elbows wide. You're twisting your shoulders, so your ribs twist rather than your elbow tucks in. Okay, so when you feel you're about equal on each side, Then bring your head down on the mat, on the towel, hands on your knees, on your shins, pull your knees in and relax your shoulders down. Let's do little rolls from side to side, holding your knees right in towards your chest, so pulling your knees in hard. Okay, keep rocking left to right, and then just start to take your knees a bit further away from you, and you'll feel that you start to roll more lower down on your back towards your pelvis. If there's any bit that feels like it particularly needs a massage, then you stop your knees at the position where that top bit has the most pressure on the floor. Okay, good. Let's roll over onto our side. Let's push off, and we're going to flip over into, so we're kneeling. Good. Weight down, blood down from your head. That was all a bit breathy, all that crisscross. Okay, wrist stretch. So we're sitting onto your heels, toes tucked. If that's agony for your toes, then don't. But if it's only slightly agony, then do. Hand out in front of you, palm facing away, fingers down towards the floor. Pull your hand down towards the floor, pushing your hand away from you. So fingers down to the floor, pushing your hand away, pushing your wrist away. And drop your shoulders right down. Push your hand hard away. And now resist with your fingers. Try and straighten. Try and do this action, but resist. So you're pulling back with your fingers, and then I'm not explaining this very well. So you're pulling your fingers like that, and now you're going to push back with your hand, like you're trying to straighten your wrist up. And breathe here. And now relax and pull your fingers down towards the floor. Okay, let's do the other hand. So you're pulling the fingers down, pushing the wrist away. Shoulders are down. So now we're going to push back with our fingers, trying to straighten our hand. Wish I'd said that the last time rather than all that gobbledygook. Keep resisting. Okay, now relax, pulling your fingers down. Okay, and let's drop that hand. Ooh, shake, shake. Come up to high kneeling. Step your right foot in front of you. Reach both arms up in the air. Then push into your front foot, push into your back toes, and lift your knee off the floor. If you need to hold on to something, do. If you need to push off your thigh, then do. Coming into a warrior one position. Hard push into the front foot. Back heel pushes down towards the floor. Arms reach up, but your ribs are down. So you're not likely to be reaching far over your head. You're probably reaching diagonally forward. Let's bring our arms down to shoulder height. Turn your back foot so your heel goes in, toes point out, feet are perpendicular to each other. Turn your arms so your arms are in line with your legs. You're pushing hard into your front foot. Push your heel back behind you, trying to get a straight back leg. Let's reach both arms up, straightening your front leg. And then bring both arms down, palms up to the ceiling, bending the front knee. One more time, breathe out, reach up, take a breath in here, breathe out, come down. Let's turn, so you're facing the front foot, front knee, swivel your back heel up, arms up into the air, and slowly bring your back knee down. Don't crash it into the floor. And then we'll change legs. Left foot forward. Hips pointing forward, arms up in the air. Push into your front foot and your back foot. Lift your back knee. Try and straighten out that back leg, pushing that back heel hard behind you. Reaching up overhead, but with your ribs down. Take your arms down to shoulder height. Turn to the right, swiveling your right heel in, right toes out, feet are perpendicular. Turn your palms up, pushing hard into your left foot, left knee over your left foot. Take a breath in, breathe out, straighten your front leg, reaching both arms up. Breathe in here, breathe out. Bending your front knee, arms coming down, palms up. Let's do that again. Breathing out. And again, breathe out to move. Bring your arms down, shoot your hands away from each other. Try and have your right leg straight, heel pushing hard into the floor. Let's turn towards your front leg. Swivel your back heel up. Reach both arms up to the ceiling, reach forward and step your back foot in so your feet are hip width apart. Bring your hands down to your knees, legs are bent. That's pelvic tilt. So tucking and untucking your pelvis. Knees can be as bent as you like. So you're using your hands on your lap. Okay, next time your tailbone is tucked under, keep it hard tucked under, then round the rest of your spine. So you're scooping your belly right in, shoulders turning towards each other. And then we're going to start to restack your spine. Your legs will straighten as you come up. So as you are restacking your spine, try and think of each vertebrae stacking a little bit further away from the one below it. So you're just that little bit taller. And as you take your head up, drop your shoulders right down your back. So chin is tucked, head is backed backwards, crown of your head really lifted, shoulders are down. Okay, let's take both arms up to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Reach up, stretch to the ceiling, and then heels down, breathe out, and drop over your legs. Breathe in, roll up, reach up, stretch and grow, and then drop over your legs, letting that breath out. And then roll up again. Well done. Good.